This conference will now be recorded.
All right. Yesterday we have seen how to create a string list. String list is nothing but a list of strings, right? And Boolean also we have seen, and mixed list is nothing but a combination of, or any data type. Let's take my list. It can be an integer, it can be a float, it can be a string, or it can be another list, right? Or else it can be even a dictionary, whatever it is. And the usual operations on list is going to be applied on mixed list also. Let's take fetching a value, right? So in order to fetch 1.5, the index is 1, right? So if my list, so what's wrong? My list is not defined. I have not executed this. All right. And if you want to remove an element, you can use remove. Let's take 1.5 itself and check the list now. You can see that 1.5 has been removed, right? Okay, and you can also reverse it. We have a method called reverse, right? Here you can see that this has been reversed. Initially 1, 2, 3, 4, this list was at the end, now it's at the start, right? But one operation we can't do it, that is joining. Let's join it using underscore join. Let's take another list, my list 1, right? 1, 2. This is a normal string list. So if you want to join, you can join it using join list 1. We can do that. Whereas mixed list, here in this case my list, let's try to join it. My list, yeah. So you got an error, sequence items expected as str instance, list found. So mixed list, we can't join it using join method. That is one a drawback with mixed list. So you need to make sure whether it is a mixed list or not before you apply join, right? And we have two lists, right? Mix my list and my list 1. So in order to join these two lists, you can use concatenation operator, which is nothing but plus list 1. You can see that these two lists, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is a list, and machine 1. Now you can see all the elements in this, and you can see the elements in this list also, 1, 2, 3. You can simply use concatenation operator plus. Who else joined? Okay. Karthik and Dattatreya, I'm audible to you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. And speaking about mixed list and the limitations of mixed list, we can't apply join method on mixed list. So you need to make sure whether it's a mixed list or not. And we have seen how to add or concatenate to list. And nested list, we already discussed about this. Having a list inside another list is nothing but nested list. Okay. Here we have seen an example how to fetch values from a nested list, right? So any questions before we move to dictionary?
No, nothing actually.
Then let's start dictionary. You know how to create dictionary, right? What is dictionary?
It's a key value combination.
Right, it's going to be like this, right? Key to value to. It's going to be a key value combination, key value pair. Thing is, like keys can be either integers like zeros, 0, 1, 2, or like that, or else it can be strings also, like 0, no, 1 and 2, like this. And even it can be a float value also. Let's take 1.5, 2.5, 3.5. But the one thing you need to remember about dictionary is there is no order for this, whereas list is going to have an order. So you can't expect the whatever the key value pair you give, you may or may not get in the same order. Okay, let's take a simple example. Here let's 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, right? So here is the dictionary, and if you want to fetch a value, you can fetch by referring the key. Let's take I want to fetch this value by referring this. This is the key for this, right? You can fetch it in this way. Let me reverse this part, like 0, here in this case, let me refer it with 0, like let me fetch the value 0. You can fetch it. So it completely depends upon the key. So it is not like based on index, because there is no order, so you can't refer a particular value with an index. Here at 0, it may look like an index, but it is not. It is just a key here. Okay, let's take instead of 0, let me write some 22. Here if I mention 0, it's not going to work. So basically in list, if we mention 0, we are basically referring the first element, whereas in dictionary, it's not going to work because it's not based on index, as it is not sorted. Now we have to mention the key in order to fetch that respective value. Any questions on this?
No questions from me.
Yeah, no, nothing.
Yeah, and if you want to update, let's take 22, you can simply refer, just like the way we do it in list, we can do it here too. So only thing difference is we need to refer it with key. Let's take 22, it's going to work. We can update it, okay? And update value correspond to key in dictionary, delete. Okay, now the interesting part. So if you want to delete a particular value, let's take 22 itself. You need to mention del, and you need to be very careful. You have to provide the key. I will explain you why, if at all, what's going to happen if you miss the key. So let's see what happens here. The key 22 has been completely removed. So if I mention, let's take mydict without mentioning any key, let's check whether dictionary exists or not. Mydict is not defined because it's not anymore. If you want to remove the dictionary completely, then you have to use del, but without any key. So you need to be very careful. Like if you by mistake, if you don't mention the key here, it is going to remove the complete dictionary. Okay. And let me recreate this. And if you want, another thing is, like if you want to clear the elements, but make sure the dictionary has not been deleted, what you have to do is clear method. You have clear method. When you execute this, let's see the result, like what you have it in dictionary. You don't have any elements in the dictionary. So clear is going to remove all the elements in the dictionary, that is key value pairs. But it's going to make sure the dictionary is intact, like it still exists. Okay. Understood the difference between del without key and del with key and clear? clear may look like delete, but it's not. It's going to remove the elements, but dictionary is going to be as it is. It's going to be like empty, right?
Yes. Okay.
And the next one is dictionary and different methods that are available. Let me check. Okay, we have, okay, it's empty, right? Let me recreate this dictionary by executing it here. Let me remove this. So in order to check the length of a dictionary, you can use len. We already discussed this yesterday, but we can use len to check the length of it. Right now we have 3 key value pairs. That is why we got 3. Okay, and if you want to check the type of it, we know that it's a dictionary, but in certain case, what happens, like we need to write logic based on the input we get. If the input is dictionary, we need to write like type dictionary, and if it is dictionary, no, we write some logic. So in that case, the type method will and type function will definitely help us to find out whether it is dictionary or not. Dict indicates it's a dictionary, right? And if you want to fetch all the keys, only keys, here the keys are 22, 1 and 2 in this case, right? So if you want to fetch only the keys, what you have to do is keys method. You got all the keys, only keys, not the value, respective values to the keys. And if you want to fetch only values, you have to do is values. You got only values. Now the question is how to get both keys and values. Of course, we can simply execute this, or else if you want to get it in the form of tuples, a list of tuples, you need to use items method. No, you got, this is a list. You can see that it has been wrapped it in square brackets. At the same time, key value pair, each of the key value pairs is in fact a tuple, right? Now another question, like how it's going to be useful. Let's see an example. Key val in my dictionary, my dict dot items key val. What happened? Unsupport int str. All right. So maybe this is the one. I need to convert this to string. Now you can see a key value pair. Let me this much better. You can manipulate it using items. Now you can manipulate both keys and values using these items. Any questions till now?
Have a question. On items, you mentioned that it turns dictionary into individual tuples, right?
Yeah, a list of tuples. Yeah.
But tuples are immutable. So how are we able to like manipulate it? Like,
We are not. Yeah, we are not going to manipulate it, right? We are not going to change it, change the tuple, the very structure itself.
I see. Okay.
We are going to make use
They
of the
just
value. That's it. Yeah.
okay. So even within a tuple, you know, it determines which you know, which of those is a key versus which of those is a value, is it?
Yeah. The first element of each of in any tuple you take is going to be key, and the second element is going to be the value. Here we indicate with key colon the value, right? Here it's going to be like key comma value for each of the key value pairs. This is the key and this is the respective value for that key. Is that no? Is that your question? Like
my question is, you know, each item within the dictionary, it converted that into a tuple.
Right.
But within a tuple also, it is determining which one is a key versus which one is a value.
Okay.
But is tuple a key value pair?
Tuple is not a key value pair. It has been represented in the form of tuple, but doesn't mean it's a key value pair.
Right.
But
So
we
if
are
it's not a key
yeah.
so if it's not a key value pair, how is it identifying the first value to be a key and the second value to be second item to be a value?
It's nowhere said it's a tuple. It nowhere said. First of all, it's a list, and it's a list of tuples. And nowhere it says it's a key value pair. The dictionary been represented in the form of key value pairs. I have given variables here. Let's take x
Oh, I
comma
see. I
y.
see. Okay. I got it. Okay.
It's
I got it.
x and yeah. Maybe you got confused with this
Right.
variables.
Yeah. The variable names. Yeah. Sorry. Yep.
Variable names. Yeah. So that's the usual way we write. We write variables like key val.
Okay.
Any other questions or any confusion? No confusions?
One question.
Yeah, please.
If the dictionary, the key 22 has currently one value, that is 0.
All
If
right.
it has more than one value, then how can I extract only one value here?
So you mean to say that if it is another list, right?
Yeah.
Let's take 0, 0, right?
Yeah.
Now we have no. What do we got? Okay, sorry. Key val. We got here like this. Let's
Yeah.
take my date 22. Here we have, and let's take 0. I want to extract 0.
But within the loop, I was expecting 0. How I can?
Within the loop, what do you want to do? It
Within
depends
the
on.
loop, for suppose if all the keys have two values or some other internal values, then how can I extract the only first column or first element of the each key or second element of the each key?
Okay.
Way to do that.
Then you need to write explicit condition like this. What happened? If val length, okay, len. Here you need to write an explicit condition in that case. If certain certain values of a respective key are a list and certain not, means certain values are not, in that case you need to write an explicit condition. If you have everything in the form of like this, a list of 2 values, then you can straight away write condition like this. No, you not to mention any if conditions in that case.
Or can we do like a for loop, another for loop?
For loop is not necessary anymore, right? So I have written for loop here only once, and I have written if condition. We can make use of, yeah. See here, if one of the values is a list of 2, no? In that case, we can write like this. If now all the values are going to be a list of 2 or 3 values, then in that case, we not write if condition. We can straight away mention print val, whatever the value you want to refer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Karthik, any questions?
Yeah, actually, one more thing, like, see, whenever you said, like, I mean, this list and all we use in a square brackets and tuple is, it's flower brackets, right? But when we are accessing something, we are using method only, we are using rounded brackets, right?
No, right, okay. No, I still didn't get your question.
No, yesterday you told me, right, that question which is Dattatreya asked. So in that normally, as a set, we use a flower brackets normally when you
Right.
declare a set. So, but
right?
when we are accessing that particular thing, we are using only rounded brackets.
When we access a particular value of it, so we use square brackets. So
Yes,
in order
yes.
to refer the index, yeah, right.
So is it like?
So,
Hmm,
square brackets doesn't mean always it's going to be list, right?
okay.
So
Yes,
here
yes.
you're referring the key or the index, respective index to fetch the value. So while fetching is a bit different from the way the list is going to be created. I mean, list we create. Don't
Okay.
compare those two. Like square bracket is only to refer respective key or the index. That's it.
Okay.
And yeah, another thing. What is next one? Fetch value of a dictionary. Okay. Check whether a particular value exists in a dictionary or not. Let's take if you want to check whether a particular value exists or not. Let's take remove this one. Let's stick to 0. Let me remove this part too. If you want to check whether a particular value exists or not, let's take one exists or not. You can check in operator. But thing is, if you check in operator, so it's false, right? But one we have, so in order to refer values, you can make use of values method. Let's take one. So by default, it is referring keys. So if you want to check whether a particular value exists or not, you can mention values. Right? Any questions? Or else, if you want to check key, you can use keys also. Otherwise, by default, it is going to check keys. So you not to mention anything. Any questions on this or any confusion? If you want me to repeat, I will. So if you want to check a particular value exists or not or key exists or not, we can use in operator and the value that you want to check. By default, it is keys. So not to mention keys here, but if you want to check the value, you need to make use of values method. Okay. It's going to be very handy, so you need to understand this. If you have any questions, let me know, please.
Sir, shall I get the respective key for that if the value found?
Yeah, we can do that. Let me see that here we have true, right? So if you want to fetch the key, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If print mileage so it's we need the value, so we may need to loop it then. Right, that keys is not going to be values anymore, so if, right, so if value equal to, then print key. So did I, okay, sorry, indentation is very important. Got the value key, right? So it all depends upon how you write the logic, that's it, and your requirement.
Okay, sir.
And don't worry about the logic and the complexity of this. It's if you understand the concepts well, so it's not going to be difficult to write a logic. Writing logic, it all depends upon, it changes from one person to another person, the way you think. You can write in another way also. So don't worry about the logic itself. That comes by practice. Right? And the max of a dictionary, let me check the max value or minimum value, whatever. So you got to, by default, it is going to check the keys. What is the max value here? It is 2, right? Out of what? 0, 1, 2. That's why we got this. Now the question is like how to check the max value, not based on key, it's based on the value, right? What you have to is you have argument key, parameter key, wherein you have to write like this. And now let me explain you what is this. Like right till now, what are we doing? We are referring key in square brackets and we are fetching the value, right? There is an alternative way to do that using get. Okay, it's going to be the same. It's going to be one and the same. It's going to be equal. We got the result one and the same, right? The only thing is there is an alternative way for that. And here, this max, what it does is, it is going to check for each of these keys. Basically, what it does is, myDict.key, the first one. What is first one? 0. And myDict 1. Second key, right? myDict get 2. It is going to fetch the values. What are these values? 0, 1, and here it is 2. So it is going to create a list. 0, 1, and 2. It is going to check the max value of this. Max value of this. What is the max value? Now the numbers, we can easily find what is max and what is min, right? Whereas if it is a string or a character, it is going to be like this. Small a is going to be, what do you say, is less than t, if I'm not wrong. Okay, basically, it's going to be like this. Let me check the result. Yeah, it is 0. So basically, small a is less than, small b is less than small c, and so on and so forth. And the same rule applies to caps also. There is a lot of disturbance in someone, so please check. Now another question raises, like, which one is greater there, whether it's small case or caps? Small case is greater than caps. You have to remember this. Let's take, I have something like t, small letter 0. You can see that you can, okay, okay, let me make it capital and the remaining small letters, because small letters are greater than cap letters, right? Now you can see it, well, we got 2. It's not 0, even though z is greater than this one, because capital, this is capital Z and this one is small t. Small letters are greater than capital letters. That is why we got capital T. Of course, we have O also, but T is greater than O, right? As per this logic, that is why we got 2. So the corresponding value, and it's going to check the max value. So whichever the max value, it's not going to return the value. It is going to return the key. Any questions on this? How it works, or you want me to explain it again? Because what it does is, it is going to it is going to check the key and the corresponding value to it. So it is going to prepare a list and it is going to apply the method, whatever the method you have here. You'll get something, right? Let's take, in this case, capital Z, so Z, and it is going to fetch the corresponding key for it. Okay, that's what we are going to get at the end. If you ask me questions, if you don't understand, it will be much better. Otherwise, I may feel that
Sir,
I didn't quite understand how we got 2 there,
okay.
because you said 0 is greater than 1 and 2 in that list.
Mm-hmm.
So it's you know, it fetched 0 as the max value,
Yeah.
and then it then selected the key value. The key, how is it 2? How did we get 2? I mean, it should be 0, right?
But capital letters, capital characters are less than small characters. Here, if you check this, it's capital O and small t. The first letter is small
Oh,
t.
I see. Okay, I got it. Okay,
If you understand this, you will understand the logic behind this.
okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah. Karthik and Dattatreya, any questions? Or you want me to
So,
repeat?
sir, any idea on these special characters? If you apply any
Any
special character, then the precedence I was looking for.
special characters? I never tried. Let me try. Oh, yeah. I think special characters, the precedence is going to be much less than alphabets.
Mm-hmm.
You can see this here, right? I have used dollar and immediately it got back to 0 because O is less than 0. 0, I mean, Z comes later, right? And it's
Yeah.
immediately ignored this part. Yeah, you can see that precedence is much less. I
So
can
it is
better write it.
following the ASCII value, right? You mean to say?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because you ask it, yeah, right. Mm. Any other questions, Karthik?
No.
If let me repeat once more, like here, get, you know that there is, it's an alternative way to fetch a value. We can use either this or this. In order to provide value to this argument in max, you have to use this method get. What it does is it's going to make use of this value and fetch the it's going to fetch the keys, and it's going to prepare a list of values like this, and it's going to check the max value out of this. I mean, it's here we are using max, so I'm telling you that it is max. If it is min, it is going to be min, right? Whatever the method it is. So it is going to fetch the max value out of this, or whichever the method we apply. If it is min, and it is not going to throw the value. It is going to throw the corresponding key. Okay, here in this case we got 0. Now the question arises, like, how can I get the value instead of key? Like, we can simply use dictionary, right? We can wrap it in this one, right? What we got? We can wrap, we have the key. So let's take key, and we can mention the key, right? Just like the way we make use of, we fetch the value in the list, right? Any questions?
Then you can use dix dot keys also, right? Around it.
Dict dot key, yes, you can do that. Instead of all this complexity, we can mention simply like my dict values. Here by default it is keys, right?
Yeah.
If I mention keys, if you want to find out, instead of all that ambiguity, you can straight away mention this. You can do that. I thought of explaining that later, but this is a much better way to do that. I mean, this right way. You can understand the logic behind it.
Can you explain me the function you just used, min function? Like within the min function you put, so min is going to give you a key value, and then
So
you're
min,
doing,
yeah,
go ahead, sorry.
yeah. By default, when you check min for a list, it's going to find out, it's going to fetch the minimum value in the list, right? Whereas in dictionary, by default, it's keys. When I mention min of my dict, I got 0 because it's 0, 1, 2. Out of 0, 1, 2, the minimum value is 0. There is no ambiguity in fetching the minimum key value. The only problem is how to fetch the minimum, whatever the method we apply here, min or max, whatever, how to fetch min or max based on the value. When it is by default, it's based on keys. Then how can I? The immediate question is how can I, apply this method on, apply this function on values, right? In that case, you have an argument or parameter. You can simply mention this, but it is still going to be key. So in order to get the respective value, you need to again use this. That is my point.
Okay, so what you're saying is the min function is taking mydict.values as a parameter? Like the line above, the line number 59?
Okay, line number 59, right? Okay.
Yeah, so usually what I've seen is like the methods or functions. Okay, so you're getting 0, 1, 2, so you're getting the values now. And then you are applying the min
or max, whatever.
And then you are again getting the value. But the min actually gives the, said it gives the,
these are two different ways. Let me explain this. Like these are two different ways. Min using an argument inside it to fetch the key, based on the values. That is one way. There is another way. This is a straight way, like
yeah. This is what I'm trying to understand. So min always gives the keys, right? Min or max.
No, here this. No, see, mydict.values is no more a dictionary. This is a list.
I see. Okay.
If you use values, it's going to be dictionary. But if without changing my dictionary, and if you want to straight away apply on dictionary, you have to use this parameter key.
Okay.
This is a straightforward method, but this is more confined to dictionary. So we are not changing anything inside. But in this case, we are changing it. In fact, this is list, no more dictionary.
I see. Okay. Got it. Okay.
Karthik, Dattatreya, any questions?
No.
And
I'm sorry if I'm asking stupid questions, but kind of new to this. So yeah.
No problem. It's going to be a bit confusing, especially when we use get. Right, the usual way is by referring square brackets, we're using get, right? I haven't mentioned anywhere get. Straight away I'm mentioning it here, so there's a possibility of getting confused. And why we need to have get? Because we can provide it as a parametric value to this parameter. Yeah. Any questions?
Which will be the best, useful? Either using get or directly we can use.
This is, I feel, the right way, because this indicates that you know the concepts well. Whereas this one is a more straightforward. In fact, this is no more a dictionary. It completely depends upon you. So I feel this is much better way, because this clearly indicates that you know what is happening inside.
Because in 63rd line, when we are using dot values, so it's completely, like a list kind of thing, right?
Yeah. So basically, you're looking for a workaround. So rather than simply mentioning the argument here. But the only thing is, this may be a bit confusing. Like, what is this my.get? How it works? And at the end, I still got key. So after all, what is the use of this, right? That's why I have mentioned. I have explained all this stuff.
Okay.
And max. Okay. The next one is data set. What are we going to do with this? Okay. I think this is an example I have taken for max. Okay. Let me show that. Max key d dot get. Here we got 4. By default, it is going to be what? 2. because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it is going to T is greater than O, F, F, right? And we got two T's here. But the second letter, if we got two T's or two same characters, it is going to check the second character. So W, H. So W is greater than H. That is why we got two here. By default, it's based on keys. So if you want to apply it on values, here we got 4. The reason for 4, can someone explain me why we got 4 here?
It has
Anyone?
the biggest value compared to
Same
all
name.
the.
Yeah, 4 has 100, right? 100 is greater than any other value, even though we have another one. But when we have duplicates, it's going to fetch any one of those values, right? That is why we got 4 here.
No,
And
it will.
taken, yeah, go ahead.
No, it won't check whether that key also.
It's not going to check the key, that's what I believe, but here it clearly indicates O is greater than I, right? When it has
Yeah,
duplicates.
yeah.
Maybe
Yes, correct.
internally it is using, like, if it has duplicates, then it may check the key. Yeah, even I
Yep.
had got this question, but maybe they have written logic in that way. But in our
Yeah,
sense,
because
in our point of view, yeah.
in the if you compare both, I mean 100, both are same. So I think it will be checked key
Maybe it
also.
is checking. I don't know the logic behind it, but I feel that no, it's bad. No, it is simple to put it in a way that it can fetch any of the values if it has duplicates.
Okay.
Sir, can you put replace O with I?
Okay. Then it's going to check the next one, right? So V. So
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think it is okay. It is not based on that in that
Yeah.
case.
Correct.
U is less than V,
V.
so
Correct.
have but we got I. Yeah, maybe this is the right case, right way to test it. What's the logic behind it?
So it's
Then
like randomly it is checking.
yeah, maybe it
Randomly.
randomly is picking up. Wait, thank you. Dattatraya. I think this is the right way to test. We haven't tested. Wonderful. Okay, the next one is nested dictionary. Let me show that. Just like the way we have a nested list, nested dictionary is nothing but a dictionary contains another dictionary, right? Let's see that. Let me create my dict. Okay. Now I already explained few concepts how to fetch the how to fetch value if it is a nested one. So explain me like how to fetch the Mumbai Indians values in 2016. So I need 7 in the sense 7 respective to this particular key. How can I fetch that?
You can
Just
go.
check this dictionary first. What are the keys here?
These are 2015, 2016.
Okay, but this is also key, right? These are also keys.
Maybe you can use the index.
No, my question is, you said that when I ask you keys, what are all the keys that it has? You said 2015, 2016, perfect. In fact, if you check keys, it makes 2015, 2016, you're right. But my question right now is, these are also keys.
Yeah, inside. Yes.
It's a nested
Nested,
dictionary.
okay. So, yeah, how can I fetch, okay, at least how can I fetch the keys respective to this key?
That is what you can use square brackets and a 0.
Like this?
No. First one. Yeah. Here you can use square brackets and 0
Square
so that it
brackets,
will index.
okay.
No, without
Probably
this
is
thing.
not subscribe. Okay. Okay. So can I say like my dict? How can I press that? No. So we basically need to refer 2015, right?
Yes.
It has to fetch 0, so the keys object is not substitute. So how can we fetch them? Let's take Chennai Super Kings. Now we got
Isn't
keys.
it a similar example of what you showed us in the previous example? The question I asked on the, uh, what was that? I forgot the syntax actually.
The tuple set of list of tuples, dictionaries. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a list. This is not a tuple. Okay. Now the question is like how can I fetch this particular value? We need to refer this 2016 somewhere so that I can go inside and fetch this particular key. I mean corresponding value to this key. How can I do that? Okay, so you mean to say that items is going to refer it as like this. Okay, this. No. How did we do that? Even I forgot it. Dictionary, introduction dictionary. All right. Here you can see there's a lot of disturbance from someone. I don't know why. It's creating a lot of noise. Is it from Dattatreya?
No, sir. No, I was muted.
Okay. Okay.
I'm on mute also.
All right. Well, it is nested one. Introduction dictionary. Yeah, here we have. IPL season, okay, 2015. We can straight away mention it. In fact, I think we are wrongly going it like we are just fetching the keys and this one. Okay, 2016, right? 2016, Mumbai Indians. Wrongly taking it. Mumbai my dict dot keys is going to fetch only the keys, and here this is the way. This is the right way to fetch the value, corresponding value, 2016 and the Mumbai Indians.
You can use
Right.
instead of 2016 one, right?
One bit, but dictionaries are not sorted, so we can't refer based on index. So you already explained that, right?
Yeah.
Now the question is like, how can I fetch from this? There should be a way, right? We have keys, and if you want to fetch the second key right from here, then we should do something like this. This is what this is not referring anymore.
Can you try this one? My tips here. Not like this. Just can you replace Mumbai Indians with
Mumbai Indians?
yeah, remove the
Okay. List of keys. No, that
yeah,
we will get it. Yeah, that is not a big deal. The problem, the point is we have keys, and if you want to refer the second key, and let's take we have Mumbai Indians here and Mumbai Indians here too. And if you want to refer the second key, whatever it is, that is 2000, instead of explicitly mentioning it 2000 as 2016, we need some way. And I'll explore and I will try it later. For now, understand that we can refer it like this: the key and the key and respective value. Okay. We will try that later. Like yesterday, I provided you the solution, posted it immediately. Have you tried it? And Arvind and Dattatreya?
I've looked at the solution, but I have not tried it yet.
Okay. I think it's been disconnected. I need to reconnect it. It's not. All right. The next one is what? Fetch values. We can assign values. Assign values, nothing but like, let's take Mumbai Indians itself. This is 7, right? Let me assign it 99 and check the dictionary. And this has been changed to 99. You can see that, right? The only thing is the way you refer. That's it. And just like the way we use a nested list, we can use the same methodology here. One thing is, this is not an index. This is a key. That's the only thing you need to remember. And update dictionary with another dictionary. Let's take a dictionary. Here we have another dictionary. How many dictionaries we have? MyDict. Okay. Another one. Let's create a MyDict1. Let's see the output. Here we have. Let me update MyDict1. So what it's going to do is, this is a dictionary, right? This is going to get updated in a way that it is going to check each key here. If it is going to match with existing keys, it is going to update, or else it is going to insert a new key and the value pair. Let's see the output. MyDict is no more like the way it was. It has inserted few more keys in the values. It has not replaced any because it doesn't have any matching key. Let me create 2015 some junk. Okay, let me do this now, like my additional update, and you can see 2015 has been replaced. When it has a matching key, it's going to replace with the one that we are going to provide, that is this one. If it doesn't have any matching and if it is something new, it's going to insert like the way it is here. Any questions on this?
Yeah, in that case, it is only check the key only, right? Not values.
It's going to check only the outer keys.
Okay.
Not even insert inner keys. Let's take Mumbai Indians here. It's not going to check. If I update it, it's not going to affect. In fact, it has inserted a new one, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
So in case of update, can I add it?
Go ahead. Can you?
Yeah, in 2015, actually previously I have the data. So because this update, it is arising. It is overlapping the old data with the new.
All right.
So not interested in overlapping. So instead of that one, I just want to append the new data with the old data.
Because okay, it's not going to append just for one reason, that here this is a string.
Yeah.
That one is a dictionary. This is a dictionary.
Yeah.
So it's not going to append. It's not going to imagine that this particular string has to be a particular value. So even if it is going to append, how it's going to append? It's going to. It has to be a key value pair, right?
Yeah.
So it's not going to
for
work that way. Yeah.
suppose 2015 also has it has a value as a dictionary, then it is possible, right?
2015 here also dictionary.
Yeah.
No, even if it is that case, it's not going to work. It is going to replace. Let's take test 1. It's still a dictionary. Okay, so append works, but in what way? When it doesn't have any value. Here it has been appended, in fact, right?
Okay.
So when you give another set of other value or another dictionary or another list, is definitely going to replace it.
But if it is appending, then it is a more use case for it. I was thinking in that manner. Yeah.
But this is then you need to give some other key, then some other like 2003 something. That case do something. Okay. But
Yeah. Okay.
it's not going to work that way. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
We can write some logic, appending it in that way by adding two dictionaries, but that's not going to be possible straight away with update method. You will see that later.
Okay.
And update, okay, update has been done. And keys values, you know how to fetch it, right? Dot keys method and dot fetch method, dot values. If you want to get the complete list of keys and values in the form of list of tuples, you can use what? Keys only fetches keys and values is going to fetch only values, whereas in order to get the list of tuples, both key and values, items, right? And you will see another interesting method, zip. Zip is a bit interesting one. Let's see. It's going to be very handy then. Let me create a list. Let's take okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let me create another list. Let's take in this case 0, 1, 1, 2, 3. Basically, I'm giving the same number of elements, right? So now it both has same number of elements, right? Now I want to create a dictionary instead of okay, if you want to create dictionary like 0, 0, basically this is the key and this is the value. If you want to do it that way, instead of doing it manually like this, there is a better way to do that using zip. You can mention list 1, both list 2. What you got is zip, and you need to turn this to a dictionary. Here you can see this magic, like it's going to be very handy, right? In real time cases. What we did here is we have used zip and I have used dict function to convert this to a dictionary. That's it. Any questions? How to convert a list to a dictionary? It is very easy to write a list. It's easy to generate list. Whereas dictionary is a bit difficult because it's going to be key value pair. So in that case, zip method is going to be very helpful. But you need to wrap it in dictionary.
It was very
Yeah.
Can we use without using two lists, will it generate the key values automatically?
Automatically, yes, we can use range, but that is for numbers. Let's take 0, 10 is going to generate values from 0 to 10. Maybe the outer bound is exclusive. We can do like this. It has been printed 0 to 9, so 10 is exclusive. So by default, this is 0, comma. We can do that, but it is for numbers, right? Yeah. Is it clear or any other question?
Not really. So zip, you got the keys from my list 1 and you got the values from my list 2. Let's say I only have my list 2, but I want to convert that into a dictionary.
Okay.
Because if you see, the key values basically start from 0 to 5. So
All right.
can the system automatically create the key values, like number them automatically?
So basically you don't have, okay, you're speaking about enumerator kind of. Okay, let's not get into enumerator, but in simple way, like this is the way you can do it. Let me show that. For I in range 0, 5, I, you can do this way. right? What
I
else?
see. Okay.
Yeah, there are better ways like to do that using enumerator and all, but we will speak about that later. But this
Okay.
is a list comprehension wherein I have used for loop, and instead of printing, I have mentioned I, and this is by default a list. You can see that it's been wrapped in list. So on the fly I created a list.
Right.
Right. Yeah. The next one is, okay, we have seen this zip, and then we will get into sets. So I'm planning it like today we will wind up Python. We will take a break tomorrow so that you will get 3 days to practice Python, and you'll come back on Wednesday. So what do you say? Like, you want to discontinue now and have a session tomorrow, or you want to get completed today and have a break on tomorrow? What do you think? Tomorrow is not going to take much time. If at all we take break now, it's going to take maybe 30 to 40 minutes.
We can do tomorrow from my side. I don't know about others.
Okay, what about others?
It's fine.
Fine for me.
All
Tomorrow.
right. Okay, we'll continue tomorrow then. So we'll speak about sets and other things, sets, tuples, and we'll complete Python tomorrow. And Monday, Tuesday, please do practice. Okay, repeat it, just not do it once. I mean, usually we practice till we understand things. The point is, it's not just about understanding. It's about repeating so that you get skill of. Like whenever it's required, you'll remember it when you repeat things. Okay. Yeah. Any questions, feedback? I think today's one is a bit interesting, right?
So much for me.
Yeah.
Sir, actually, yesterday I tried to use the script operator.
Sorry, you're not much audible. So I think you're using
Yesterday I tried to use function, split function, sir. Split.
okay. Split. Okay, split.
Yeah. So can you try it once? So how I can append? Because I was able to use split for at least for only for one operator, that is either space or comma or any kind of one letter. So if I want to apply for more number of operators, shall I
More
do
than
in more than one operator?
more than one operator. I will speak about that later. So there is a way to do that. We will do that later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if we have comma and or colon or something like that, we can do that. We'll do that later. In pandas, I think we will get it.
Yep.
Yeah. Any questions? Karthik?
Yeah, nothing, mate.
Yeah, if you don't have any questions, you can log off and we'll continue tomorrow. It's going to be a short session tomorrow. And
Yeah,
please
sure.
do practice. So don't skip it. I think this is going to be weekend. Better to practice it today and tomorrow. But tomorrow you'll make sure that you'll complete all the scripts. I have already posted in Trello. Those who don't know how to, please check your inbox. You might have got invitation for Trello. I've already uploaded all the files, even links to the videos. Here you have a link, session 2, session 3 links. So that we can have one board that you can access all the files. That's the whole purpose. Yeah, any questions or difficulty to access files or communicate things in case you got an error or anything new that you come across in scripts?
No, nothing, my friend.
Yeah, if you don't have any questions, you can log off.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
temperature adjustment